Jacob and Rebecca moved to a new town about a year ago when Jacob was offered promotion, a perfect reason to relocate. Besides, this new place was much further south, with a milder climate that felt so much better. Of course, moving meant leaving old friends behind, thousands of miles away, and finding new faces to spend time with. It also meant Rebecca had to job hunt all over again. Fortunately, she landed a decent office position right in the heart of the city almost immediately. There, she made new friends, including Chloe, who had been with the company practically from day one. Chloe knew all the ropes, the little tricks of the trade, the hidden pitfalls, all of it. At first, getting her to help was like pulling teeth, but gradually, Rebecca and Chloe started chatting outside of work. Rebecca soon realized that Chloe was actually a fascinating person. And despite the old saying that making real friends as an adult is difficult, they truly hit it off. Chloe was incredibly shy. At 34 years old and never married, she struggled with meeting new men. She got so tongue-tied on dates that she would blur out completely random comments, practically guaranteeing no second date. She had a few relationships she had considered serious, but from the guy's perspective, they had been more about casual fun than long-term commitment. One evening, as Rebecca and Jacob were having dinner, she mentioned that Chloe had apparently been ghosted by yet another potential boyfriend and wanted to meet up at a cafe. A cafe, huh? Jacob sighed. You sure she didn't mean a bar? I've never been there, so I can't say, Rebecca answered softly. But you know Chloe, she avoids drinking. Last time she came over with a bottle of wine after a breakup, she wouldn't stop whining for hours. Rebecca assured him it wouldn't be anything crazy, and the next day, she went off to meet Chloe. In reality, though, Chloe had fibbed. She hadn't been dumped. Actually, quite the opposite. She was sick of being single, so she had signed up for something called speed dating. A local group was hosting the event, with a row of tables arranged in a circle, each with a single female participant. The men would rotate around the tables, sitting with each woman for a single minute while a timer counted down. When the buzzer went off, they'd move to the next table. At the end of the event, participants would decide who they wanted to keep chatting with. Rebecca had no idea she was walking into this until she caught sight of the setup in the room. Chloe, you dragged me to a speed dating event? She hissed. Rebecca, please don't be mad, Chloe pleaded. I really want to try this, but I was terrified come alone. But I'm married, Rebecca pointed out, exasperated. You don't have to actually participate. Just, I don't know, sit and watch, Chloe insisted. Unfortunately, the organizers didn't allow spectators. On top of that, one of the female participants had bailed at the last minute, leaving an empty seat. So, before Rebecca could protest any further, they sat her down at an open table, not wanting to make a scene or ruin the experience for those who had come in good spirits. She figured she'd go along with it, just for now. Her plan was simple. Tell every guy who sat down that she was happily married. Case closed. The host explained the rules one last time, turned on some music, and gave the go-ahead for the first round of mini-dates. Sure enough, the first few men who dashed over, showering her with compliments, got a quick flash of her wedding ring, which instantly killed their interest. A few, mostly college kids, jokingly suggested that a married woman might be more fun, but for the most part, Rebecca just sat there feeling awkward, counting down the minutes until this ordeal was over. Meanwhile, she kept glancing over at Chloe, who was stumbling through each introduction, looking completely petrified. Finally, it was the last round. A tall, handsome man in his 40s slid into the seat across from Rebecca. He gave her a dazzling smile, making her pause for a second. She didn't flash her ring right away. I noticed you the moment you walked in, he said smoothly. I also noticed your ring, so don't worry, he added, making her cheeks burn. We're just chatting. Right. That's not a crime, he laughed. He introduced himself as Ethan, and as it turned out, he was married too. According to him, his wife was totally fine with him attending these events for business networking purposes. A lot of the women here were in complicated situations, short on time, so these speed dates saved them the hassle. For him, it was a quick way to find potential partners for some project or another. They only had a minute to talk, but that was enough for Ethan to make a real impression. He was smart, charismatic, and undeniably attractive. Rebecca felt a pang of guilt for feeling a spark with a stranger. It was like he could sense it. When the timer buzzed, marking the end of their chat, he said, "Let's grab coffee tomorrow. I'd love your opinion on this restaurant idea I'm playing with." He slid his business card onto the table and walked away.